My name is Daniel Mao, and thank you for being a part of the Guitar Orchestra. We're so glad to have you a part of this. I want to encourage you to take your parts, to learn them, to practice them, and make them your own. And you'll hear a sound that is incredibly beautiful. So, let's take this journey together, and feel free to have a blast on the way. Thanks. All right, this is intro chords. Well, this is intro and outro chords, part 2, basic. So this is for the beginners, part 2. These are just the basic chords. These aren't the more advanced chord shapes that we used for, for the majority of. Let's see, we can word that better. I'm gonna start that over again. This is beginner group 2. Doing the intro chords. These are more the beginner chords. These are the basic chords stripped down, so they're not as complicated as what the advanced guitar players are doing. Don't feel bad, it's okay. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start out with an A, and this is an A2, by the way. So we're just holding these 2 fingers right here, and we've got the other ones open, starting with the bottom 5. To a D, and what we're doing is you'll notice that this finger is off and we're only going down to the B string right here. So back to A. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do this, it's almost like a D over F chord where you're making a D with these 2 fingers. Again, we don't want to hear this bottom string. But then what we're going to do is, with our first finger, hold this F note right here. Now what we want to do is kill all of the other notes except for the ones that we're holding, and we do that with this first finger. This first finger, while holding this note, kills everything else behind it. So what happens is we get this. And you know, we can get this open D string. Is okay. Actually, it's great. We want to hear that. So it'll sound like this. Back to A. Back to D. E7. So it's just like an E in this form, but we just take off this middle finger, making it E7. Now this last chord is an A. That actually we want it to we want all 3 of these. Now I'm just using my my first finger to bar all 3 of these, but you can make them however, you can make this A chord however is most comfortable for you, whether it's like this or like this. I see it many different ways, so whatever is most comfortable for you. So let's go through that whole thing and let's take it real slow. So starting with this A, we're gonna go A to D, A to D over F, A, back to D, E7, and ending on A. So let's do it again together. Here we go. If you want to get real fancy with it, you can throw 2 strums in on that E7 to it'll fit nicely with the music. Let's do it one more time up to speed, and it'll go like this. Great work. All right. Now these are the basic chords for part 1, which actually we're going to find they're nearly identical to both the intro and the outro. They're really quite simple. These are the stripped down chords again. The main thing is just being patient and just being content playing these chords. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with an A, so same as before, to a D. Back to A. Now, okay, so we just did A. Then what we're going to do is go back to that D over F. Back to A. 3, 4, 5, 6. You let it hold a full 6 count before coming back in. Well, not a full 6 count, but just let the measure finish. and then we come back in. Okay, so let's just go back over that, take it real slow. So we've got, and I'm singing the melody line that the advanced guitarist will be playing. So this is what you'll be hearing as you play it. So, ba da 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 da, ba da da da, ba da 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 da. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. Ba da ba da da, ba da da da, ba da 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 da. Then what we want to do is just add a little fluttery thing at the end. So that right at the end. Ba da 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 da. So we just kind of, what we're doing is we're going, making this A suspended right here. So let's do it one last time all together without the singing, so you can just hear your part exactly. So here it goes. All right, these are the part 2 chords that take place as we transition into part 2. Now, first off, something to note is that coming out of the first part, we're actually going to be slightly faster in tempo for the second part. So I think the last part goes, ba da ba da 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 da. 1, 2, 3. So we're going a little faster now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with this F sharp minor. So we're right here, this first finger is barring all 6 strings, and these 2 are right here on the A and D strings. So we're going to go, na, na, na. Then we're going to go to C sharp minor, and especially C sharp minor 7 is kind of nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this C sharp minor here, barring these 5 strings, killing this top one here, barring these 5 strings with our first finger, then creating this A minor looking bar chord right here. These 2 fingers here, this finger here, and if we want to make that, this is C sharp minor. Preferably if we can make it a C sharp minor 7 by lifting this pinky off, that'd be great. So the da 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 da. We're strumming each chord twice, as you notice. Then we're going to go to D, just plain old D. Ba, da, 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 A, E over G sharp. So this is basically, we're kind of making the equivalent of a D, but with these 2 fingers, then scooting it forward 2, then putting our first finger right here on the 4th fret. Now I realize my guitar doesn't have dots, so it doesn't make your life incredibly easy to figure out all this stuff, but we're right here at the 4th fret, and here's the 5th fret. So let's see, let's start back over at the beginning of this part so you can see it. So we're doing da 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 da. So we're kind of getting this walk down feel. One more thing, if you're feeling fairly confident with what we just did, if you want to embellish it a little bit, we do this. Da, 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 da. When we go to this D chord, if you want to play this melody along, da, 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 by just simply putting our pinky here at the 4th and 5th fret. That's just something extra you can do if you want to. Now the second time around, what we're going to do is we're going to do F sharp minor, same as before. Da, 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 C sharp minor 7, da, 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 da. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a D, but I actually do it like this. I mean, there's several different ways to do it. If we just make this, it's almost like a stair stepper chord. That's a technical term, but we just put our first finger here, second finger here, third finger here. So it makes this nice augmented fourth chord. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go no, no. So we're actually kind of doing this melody thing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to a C sharp major chord. So we're going to go these bar chords that I know everyone loves. These are our favorites, right? Right. Okay, so it's a C sharp chord. And what we're going to do is we're going to further add life to the party by making it a suspended chord, putting our pinky right here at the 7th fret to make it and then simply ending on F sharp minor. So let me show you that whole part. I'll just play the whole part through first and second times for you, and singing along with it so you get an idea of what the whole will sound like together with the other guitarists. So we're going to do da 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 da. Here it comes. No, 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 no. Now you might have noticed I actually just even almost without thinking about it went to, there's an easier version. If the bar chord version is too hard, this is preferable if it's possible. But sometimes even without thinking about it, I even snap to the easier version. So if you want an easy way out, we're not always about the easy way outs, but we are about playing it to where it sounds good. So don't try to do it if it's sounding bad. Go ahead and take the easy way out and it'll sound good. That's okay. So the easy way out is simply putting, I don't know if you're familiar with the power chord here. If you're not familiar with power chords, they flip and rock, and we use them all the time. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take these two fingers and move them down one string. And definitely what we want to do is kill this middle string. Actually, we want to kill every other string just so the only ones that we're hearing are the ones that we're holding. We do that by, again, our first finger is muting all of the other strings. And we're just going to slide this pinky forward one to get that suspended chord. Then slide it back, and then hit up F sharp minor. And if you'd like, just throwing this out there, this is just for the fun of it, if some of you would like to end on another chord, it'd sound good and full, another version of the F sharp, from right where we are, we're right here doing this C sharp minor, or this C sharp major suspended, C sharp major. Then if you want to do this version of F sharp minor, you actually just kick this pinky right back out and bar these. And this, mixed with this, sounds phenomenal because you're basically making this one huge massive chord. So actually I'll encourage half of us to do the lower chord and half of us to do this one. So go ahead and practice both, and we'll figure out whichever one you feel most comfortable with. You'll get to play that one.